Hello everyone, it's late at night, December 9th, but we're going to do December the 10th. Spent a lot of time today trying to figure out how to use semi-definite programming to solve localization problem based on RSSI. It's it's uh, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. It took a long time just to go through the basic stuff. And from what I've read so far, RSSI doesn't seem to be the best option for localization in the semi-definite programming approach. But for me, the only thing I have is RSSI. I mean, the ideal way is to the time of flight, but I cannot do time of flight. Time of flight requires both wireless nodes to be cooperative, but in our case, we only have one. Right, we only have the receiver side, which is cooperative. The other side, the node that we want to localize, which is a mobile node, we don't have any cooperation there. So the information transfer is always one directional. So RSSI is the only thing I have, because if I want to go down this path. So yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, in this, but yeah. Yeah, we're gonna keep digging on it. I think I have like 7 more days to try to write something up for this. And this is not gonna be easy. All right, anyway, let's do today's LeetCode. Domino and trominal tiling. The heck is that? Interesting problem. Oops, I forgot to get it ready before starting the stream. Now we're having issues. I don't know what happened. I pressed. Okay, why is it showing this? Why is it showing this? I didn't ask for this. But while we're at it, might as well find another medium question to solve. Yeah, it'll take a long time. Yeah, because I forgot. I bloody forgot. I forgot to to open the questions before I start streaming. The laptop is not able to handle all this. All right, this is just too much for the laptop. What did I do? Did I click like sorting? It goes from the last question up. I must have clicked something. Maybe this one? Oh, yeah, probably this one. It's probably sorting. Anyway, if that's the case, oh, now it's resorted. Oh, that's why it took a while. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I must have pressed it by accident. All right, while it is sorting, we can actually go take a look. I don't think we have done this before. This seems new to me. Yeah, there's a new question. You have two types of tiles. A 2x2 domino shaped and a trominal shape. Okay, you may rotate these tiles. Given an integer n, return the number of ways the tile a 2 times n board. Since the answer may be very large, return it modulo. In tiling, every square must be covered by a tile. Two tilings are different if and only if there are two 4-directionally adjacent cells on the board such that exactly one of the tilings has both squares occupied by a tile. I don't understand the sentence. I'm doing it again. Every square must be covered by a tile. Okay, that's fine. Two tilings are different if and only if there are two 4 directionally adjacent cells on the board, two 4 directionally adjacent cells on the board, such that exactly one of the tilings has both squares occupied by a tile. Again, two tilings are different if and only if there are two 4 directionally, so just like this adjacent, right? Two adjacent cells on the board, such that exactly one of the tilings has both square occupied by a tile. So two tiles are different if and only if there are two cells on the board such that exactly one of the tilings has both square. I still don't understand how you handle the uniqueness. The sentence doesn't make any sense. Two tilings are different. What do you mean two tilings? The tilings is the, so two tilings are different, right? If and only if there are two adjacent cells, okay? There are two adjacent cells on the board such that exactly one of the tilings has both occupied by a tile. Oh, hold on. I think I might understand. So this means there are two cells, right, that on one of the tiling that are occupied by one tile and the other is not, which this one, and these two, we can use this, and this, these are the same. How about this? Oh, this one. So these are the adjacent cells belong to one tile, but it doesn't belong to one tile here. So therefore, they're different. Right, and definitely we can make this, but then we have these. Okay. Damn, how am I supposed to do this? Tiling. And it's a 2 by n. This is a 2 by 3. Two by 3. Okay, so let's analyze this 2 by 3, see what we got. All right, let's say 2 by 1. 2 by 1 is only 1, right? 2 by 1 is just this, and that's it. How about 2 by 2? Well, 2 by 2, I can say 2 by 2, we can do 2 by 1, so that's 1, right? One way. But we can also do this and this, so that's 2 ways. Right, 2 by 2 is 2 ways. 2 by 3, now 2 by 3. So 2 by 3, we can, it's a 2 by 2 plus 1. So that's definitely 2 already there. And now we have like duplicates, right? So 2 by 2 will be the right hand side will be this. So I have these two, right? This and this. And if I take the first one, I get this, but this one duplicates. Oh, how do we even identify duplicates? So if I take the first one, right, and remaining is a 2 by 2 problem. So I can solve this 2 by 2 problem, which give us 2. Okay, and then I can take the first 2, right? If I take the first 2, then we have another 2, but then we have duplicates. How do I handle the duplicates? The duplicates is all 3 of them are vertical. That is a duplicate. There is a representation, right, for a representation. So how do we represent? We'll call it 0. Okay. A 0 position. I don't know. I mean, if we want to represent this is just going to be if we think about it as a matrix, right? If the matrix that just be 0, 0, and 0, no, 1, 0, right? Which means the 0 column, right? The column value is 0. Okay, so the column is 0, and it's going to be a vertical. I'm going to call it V. How about this? V and 0. Vertical as 0. And then, if we have 2, then we have vertical 0, vertical 1, right? And then, are you going to check all the... Oh, I see. The duplicate. How do I handle duplicates? Exactly. How do I handle duplicate? Okay, I take a vertical, and then I can get everything. Right, we have a vertical, vertical, horizontal, horizontal. That's 2. Right. And if I take 2, right? If I take 2, now what I know is if I take 2, the last one must be a vertical, right? And the previous one, we also have the first one is vertical. It's already done. So therefore, in this case, we cannot take the middle as vertical. So the only thing we can do is horizontal and a horizontal. That's why it's a 3. That's why in this case we only can do 1. Because we know the previous one we have a vertical version and a horizontal version. And a vertical version cannot work again. That's like mnemonic analysis. And it's a 3. Okay? And then of course this is just 2, so give us 5. Okay? So 3 gives us 5. How about 4? Well, if we use our previous, we're going to take the first is going to be a vertical, and the remaining, that's a 4, that's a 5, right? and then we can take the first 2, and then we have the remaining 2. How do we figure that? There are different orientations. Well, I mean, because the beginning we have the first one is vertical, right? So when I take 2, first one can no longer be vertical because now we have duplicates. So the first one must be horizontal and horizontal, okay? So once they're horizontal, that's only another way. So the remaining is 2. I have 2, so 5 plus 2. So now we have first is vertical, we're done. First 2 both are horizontal, we're done. Now we're gonna take 3, right? Take 3. But if I take 3, what else configuration that I have not done? I mean, I can say by this point, we have exhausted all possible. So the only possibility is these 2, right? So I can do this. And so we have 2 that's unique in this sense. So that's 2 again. Okay. Okay. But I just saw there are other options. Okay, this is considered. This is consider. Okay, this is like consider the rectangles at the beginning. Yo, I don't think I can do another one. This one's pretty hard. Isn't that like? I'd like to say it's like mirror, right? Isn't that like mirroring image? Right, you see this one and this is mirror, and then we have another one in the middle, and these 2. So in the 4 case, we have figured out, say like half of it, now the other half should be the same. Right? We just reverse it, which means we have 5 by setting the first one vertical, and then we have whatever the rest is doing, right? Therefore, if we do that, we set the first one vertical, then the first one can no longer be vertical in the next thing, right? The next thing, the first one is horizontal. Then we have a horizontal, then we run through everything as well. So the first one vertical is done, first one horizontal is done, and then the first 3 is going to be this. Okay, that's fine. Now we need to do specific to this, right? So I say the first one is this, but we do not cover the entire thing. Yeah, I do have another one. But how do we express, like, how is this handled? Okay, we'll find another paradigm. I think there are 2 of them. Right. Yeah. So that's 1, and then we can also flip it. Right, that's 2. So plus 2 again. So this one is, yeah. All right, and then this top in here. I mean, basically, we can see this. All right, so any position is vertical already done, and any position is horizontal at the beginning is done. So these two is the horizontal, like a spanning horizontal, right? Spanning horizontal, we have it on top, we have one on the bottom, we have one. There are two different ones. And the last position, horizontal, we already handled it, so we cannot do it again. So if the value, if n is 4, I say that equals to 11. Let's see if it's correct. Yeah, I'm going to just return 0. Doesn't matter. And we're just going to go one by one. Just kind of see 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's what we have right now. We shall get 1, 2, it shall be 1, 2, 5, 11. It is 11. Okay. I keep going. 5. Right? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So again, if the first one is a vertical, then we have 11. Right? Now, we can no longer take vertical, so we take horizontal. So on the top is horizontal. Right? If the top is horizontal, and the only way is for this to be horizontal. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, come on, you draw too much. So that's 3. 3 is 5, so we plus 5, right? So that's the horizontal and a horizontal. Now, next one is this is horizontal. Let me draw it again. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So the top left horizontal, we handled it. We cannot do this again. So the next one is this is horizontal. Well, this is horizontal. We need to see if it's possible to handle it. I mean, the answer is yes. Right? Hold on. First one, I have all combinations already, right? I got a not to, so if anything, the first one is vertical, is already done, right? First one cannot be vertical. When I do this, first one is not vertical. So in this case, so we can have this. The last one, so we have 2 again. Right, so we have this, and then this, and that's the only way to do it. Okay, so how about 2, 3, 4? This one. This one we cannot do because we're already done. With this, we already had it. Yeah, because of the first one is so all the other positions are already done after the first one. All right. First one, and then bam bam, and then bam. That's the only one because this is the only possibility without the first one. So first one, that's the, if we keep moving out, then the first one is this or this. It seems to me there are only these situations, that's it. Let's see 5. What do we get for 5? Do we get 5 to be What do you say? I say 18. Is 5 18? No, 5 is 24. I'm missing a lot. Jeez. I'm missing a lot. Like a lot. I'm missing what? Missing 6. Yeah, but if I cross over, I already handled it. Because if the first one is vertical, I already handled the first one is this. They all handled it. Yeah, they all handled it. How about this? Take first 3. Ah, we take first 3. Oh, I see. Yes, we take the first 3. Right, the first 3, we have 2 configurations to take the first 3. So the first 3, the one configuration, we have 2. Right, because the remaining we have 2. And then we can have the second configuration, and we can have 2. Okay, so we got 2 more. But this thing cannot move. We move the first is vertical, and then the remaining we already handled it. We already handled it. The 4 we already handled it. Okay, so the first is this, we're done. The first is this, we're also done. And if the first is, I'm so short. I'm at 22, I'm still too short. So let's say the first is this. The second is this. The third is this. And fourth is this. This is different. Yo, what type of thing is this? Hold on. What type? 1, 2, 3, 4. The first is a try. We call it trominal. First is a trominal. And the second is a this, which I thought we have handled already. Actually, no. Okay, the second one is this, right? And the third one is this, and the last one is this. Now that works. And of course, if we have this version, we have the reverse version. 1, 2, 3, 4. So first one is this. Right, the first one is this. Now we handle this, and then boom. So that's the other 2. That gives us 24. Still, I haven't found a thing yet. But that's fine. Let's do 6. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But again, if we take the first 2, that gives us 24. We take the first 4, that gives us 11, right? And then what? And then, so that's the first 2, first 4. And then we want a first 3, right? And the first 3 must be different. and 3, we have 2 ways to do these strange orientation, right? Because we cannot use any of the other ways. We cannot do this, we cannot do this, with the only thing. So that's 2. So factoring with 2 times the remaining 3 can be any 3. 3 is 5, right? 3 is 5. So that times 5. I should write it down. 1 is, no, cannot be 1. 2 is 1, right? I'll have to write here. 2 is 1. 3, no, 2 is 2. 1 is 1. 1 is 1. 2 is 2. 3 is 5. 4 is 11. 5 is 24. I'm trying to do 6. Right? So we have 2 and then we have 5 different. Okay, now the first 4 unique ways to hit the first 4. Well, the first 4, the unique way to hit first 4, the only unique way is these 2, right? These 2 are the unique ways. So that's going to plus 2 times 2. And the first 5, unique way to do first 5 is going to be this, right? So that's 2. So 2 times 1. Okay. And are there unique ways to do this? When we're talking about unique ways are the way that don't involve any of the scheme that we've seen before, which I'm pretty sure there are. So we can always do this, right? And we just set this. Hold on, that's a bad picture. I'm gonna try again. So we're doing 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can always start from this, right? Start from this and get 1. And get this, and we'll have 1 and a 1. Oh, there's always 2. There's always 2 that we can do, right? If you think about it, it's either this and this, and we're gonna have k in the middle and then k plus 1 at the end, right? So this one will equal to 2k plus 4. At the bottom is k plus 1 times 2 plus 2 was 2k plus 4. So this is always going to be if the number of column of n is even, right? If n is even, that is always a configuration. It's a unique configuration. And all the other configurations are already considered, right? So if n is odd, we always have the other configuration, which is going to be this, and k of this, and this. So that's going to be 2k plus 3, right? 2k plus 3. That's the other orientation, like the unique ones. That does not involve any of the previously generated, because the previously generated we already have. We already have the previously generated. Yeah, any other options are all previously generated, right? If you think about it, the previous generated, because these things break the boundaries. I think that's why they're unique. They break the boundaries. Like in the even situation, they break the boundary, because the previous situation is we have the first, so we have n, right? We go, the first column is settled, and then the remaining. And the first 2 columns settled, remaining first 3 columns settled. So all of these are full, right? The first things are all full, and they are not going to make any difference. When they're done, the only unique ones is we cannot have it full, right? So we need to stick something out. So that's when we stick it out. and they are not evenly distributed. Yeah, if we make it ever into a full one, then we have considered that situation before. So, is that the unique ones that we're talking about? The unique ones. Yeah, I think that is the unique ones that we're talking about. So if it's 2, right? So we're talking about if we have n is even, right? If n is even value, then k, if n is even value, then we have 2 different options, right? We have 2 different options, either go this or go this, but that's only when k is 0, right? If k is 0, there's 1 at the bottom, right? That's the start, which is a 4, right? 4 is the first start, because it's 2, it's different. 2 only have 1. So it's always going to be 1 times, if I go dp, n minus 1, right? Plus 1 times dp, n minus 2, plus 2 times dp, n minus 3, right? And plus 2, because everyone have unique as 2 times dp, n minus 4, all the way down. All the way down until we have the last saying. Yeah, right, and minus 2 times until 2, right? Because until 2 dp to 1, right? Until dp to 1, that's 2, and plus finally we always have another 2. So in this case, for 6, we can write it as so dp5, which is 24, plus dp4 is 11, plus 2 times dp3, and 2 times dp2, and plus 2 times dp1, that's it, and plus 2. So I am claiming that for 6, the value is 24 plus 11 plus 10 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2. 53. Alright, that was my thing. We say 6 is going to be 53. 53. Exactly. That's 53. Okay, we're going to do one more. So, for 7, right? For 7 is going to be, oh shit, it's going to be the same thing. No, it's not going to be the same thing. For 7 is going to be 53 plus 24, right? And plus 11 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 times 2. So 117. Okay? So I say 7 is going to be 117. 117. I think we found it. Okay, so now we just need to find a way to simplify this thing. Well, we can always compute the cumulative sum, right? So we compute the cumulative, so we need 2 cumulative sum, right? Start from 3, right? 3, we can already write it. It's 2 plus 1, 2, plus 2 plus 1, then plus 2, plus 1 times 2. Right, that's 3, we already have it. So let's say I keep track. How do I keep track? I keep track the previous sum. I need the sum of the last two, right? So I keep track of the previous sum. You see, I get 1, 2, 5, 11. So basically, it's all the sum plus another. So I have two sums. Okay, two sums. All right, we do two sums. One sum is a really sum, and we can actually say 0. We can set 0 is also 1, right? We set 0 is 1. So one sum, so 7 is 117. We can actually do this. So one sum is from start to n minus 2, right? From start to n minus 2. And the other is to n. We just sum these two together. Right? We just sum these two together. We don't even need to keep, can we just keep these two sums? Hold on. Let's try. Let's try just keeping two sums, right? So one sum, I say, one sum is the total. So we have 0 is 1, 1 is 1, 2 is 1, 2 is 2. So one sum is a total, so that's a 5. Okay. One sum is 5. No, that's 4. That's not 5. So one sum, we can say that's the S sum n is 4, and sum n dash 2, so minus 2, is 1, right? So the next value is going to be the sum of these two, right? So that's going to be 5, right? So once we do that, so we find this 5, sum n is going to be equal to 9, just plus equal, right? And then sum n dash 2. How do we handle sum n dash 2? N dash 2 shall add 1, but that is difficult to do. Therefore, what we can do is minus the current. So okay, hold on. I start with a 0, 1, 2, 0.112, and I have a sum n is 4, sum n, and then I have the current, right? Current equals 2. So now we compute the next one, n equals 3, right? So the next one, we can compute the next is equal to sum n and sum n minus 2, so that's going to give me 5. That's the next one. And after that, we can compute sum n equals 9, and then sum n 2 is equal to sum n 9 minus current minus next. So that is going to give us 2, right? And after that, current equals next, so current equals 5. So 3 is 5, so we got it. The next one, we're going to do 4, right? How do we do 4? We're going to first find the new sum n. So new sum n is going to be 11. So 4 we set to 11, which is next. We set, well, actually, we'll call it temp, right? So temp set to 11. And then we need to compute the sum n minus 2. So that is going to be, sum n is going to be 20. So it'll be 20. Right, minus current minus 11, so that's going to be 4. Therefore, yes, this is right. Okay. Well, it'll be hard to explain this thing. How am I supposed to explain this? This is not easy to explain. I have no clue. Like, I need to draw. Alright, I need to draw this in order to explain. That's how I did. I drew it. Like, drawing this is very important. I mean, when you write out the algorithm, it's going to be like very simple algorithm, ON, right? It's going to be ON, so it's going to be very fast, but the procedure does require some. I want to think about how am I supposed to draw it. I don't know how I'm supposed to draw. I really have no clue. Like text editor, how am I supposed to draw it on text editor? But the start will be simple, right? The start will be simple. So basically, if n is equal to, if n is smaller than 3, then we should return n. And we know n cannot take 0, so that's actually fine. Then we have a sum n. We're going to start with 4. Right, sum n 2, we're going to start with 1. Actually, we're going to say pref sum. This is a pref sum, right? And current is equal to 2. Now, for this in range, right, from 3 to n plus 1, right? Wait, do we need plus 1? How many do you want? Oh, we do need plus 1. Okay, so for each one come out, we're gonna do a temp first. Temp is the current, is the new value, right? Temp is equal to, it's always going to be sum n, prefix sum n plus prefix sum. That's the temp. And then pref sum n plus equal to temp. And pre this will equal to the new this minus current minus temp, and current equals temp. And of course, every single step we're gonna mod. So we have a mod. So mod is equal to 10 plus 7. So every single step we're gonna mod equals pref sum n plus this. Ooh, we do have to mod every single one of them. Okay, and the return. So once we're done, return which one? Return current, right? Return current. Okay. We have lots of test cases. 1 is 1, right? 2 is 1. No, 2 is 2. 3 is 5. If I remember, 4 is, I think, 25. 24. No, 4 is 11. 5 is 24. 6 is 100 something. Oh, I forgot. 653, not 100. 7 is 117. Okay. See, this one hits. Shall be right. Yep. Yeah, the issue is, how am I supposed to explain this? Yep. Got this. All right, so this is a good question. I like it. Oh, it actually has solution. 2894. 2894. So ON 28, 94% ranking. All right. So the algorithm, although the algo seems very easy, the process of getting here is quite complex. Okay, so here's the idea, right? Here's the idea. the idea is dp. So let's consider. Let's say we have solved the following. All right. So 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 5, 4 is 11. I have solved this. Now we want to solve 5, right? Now we want to solve n equals 5. So we can split the tile. We can split the floor this way. First, split. So we can be a 2 by 1 plus a 2 by 4. All right. This setup will have 11 different tilings because we have solved the 2 by 4 problem already. 2, a 2 by 2 plus a 2 by 3. Now this setup needs to use the 2 by 2 and 2 by 3 results we have solved. However, we cannot use all of the 2 by 2 because one of the 2 by 2 tiling has been used in the previous setup. Thus, this setup has 5 different tilings. Third one, 2 by 3 plus a 2 by 2. All right. Now this setup requires a unique a unique 2 by 3 tiling that has not been seen in the previous two setup. Since the previous two setup always start from rectangles. This unique setup must not involve rectangles. Using the trinomial, using the trinomial, using the trinomial, we have two unique ways to create 2 by 3 without resorting to perfect rectangles. Thus, this gives us 2 times 2, right? Give us 2 times 2 equals 4 tilings. And the fourth one is 2 by 4 plus 2 by 1. Again, we must use a unique tiling for 2 by 4 that does not involve any, right? Involve any rectangles. Any rectangles that can vertically split the 2x4 into two parts. There are two ways to form such unique tilings using terminals. Thus, this gives us 2 times 1 equals 2 tilings. 5. For 2 by 5 plus 2 by 0. And this, like the situation in 3 and 4, requires a unique tiling that does not rely on clear-cut rectangles. It happens that there are two unique tilings for this. In total, for n equals 5, we have 11 plus 5 plus 2 times 2 plus 1 plus 1 equals, let's do the math again, that's 8, that's 24, all right? Now, two important insights. First, given any n, there are only two unique tilings that do not require clear-cut rectangles. Both involve terminals at either end of the floor. Right? I don't have this. Maybe I can have, I don't know, this and this. Oh, when n is even, the layout is like this. Right? If it's even, it's going to be, I don't have it on the top. I might be able to get it from symbols. Wait, hold on. Wait, where are the symbols? There we go. Oh, how am I supposed to know? Pictograph? That is not helpful. Punctuations. I need something on the top. I have something on the bottom, but I don't have something on top. Parenthesis. Oh, there we go. That's the one I'm talking about. And these two. Yes. We have another thing that's more similar. These, nah, these I cannot use. I guess that's it. Unless we have something that's more similar. Letter-like symbols. Nope. It's definitely not Latin. Come on. Currency. Bullets. Arrows. Oh, all types of arrows. Nah. I might be able to use this, but no. Okay. So these are the setups. So the layout is like this. Right? So this with or this with K horizontal tiles, horizontal dominoes. Oh, domino and tromino. K horizontal domino on the short side and K plus 1 on the long side. When n is odd, the layout is like this. So let's do the layout. Okay, so the layout is going to be right, these two, like this or this, right, with K horizontal dominoes both up, both the top and bottom side. So to summarize the algorithm, we need a prefix sum So the prefix algorithm, let dpi be the number of unique tilings for 2 by I floor. We have and dpi plus 1 equals dpi plus dpi minus 1 plus plus dp and let dp 0 equals 1. So we're going to plus all the way to 0, right? Nah, not really. We are going to just say these two plus 2 times, right, dp I minus 2 plus dp I minus 3 plus plus dp 0. So that is what we have. All right, so this one is equal to dpi plus dp I minus 1 plus plus dp 0, whole thing plus another one dp I minus 2 plus plus dp 0 equal to prefix sum plus pref sum and 2. Right, pref sum n is the prefix. Oh, I shouldn't say the prefix sum. It's just the sum. You can just call it sum n and a sum. I don't know why I call it prefix sum. It's just sum n and sum n minus 2. Is the sum of all dp values. Sum n is the sum of the first n minus 2 values, dp values. In practice, we can reduce the memory usage, right, to 0.1 by tracking, right, by tracking sum n and sum n minus 2 along with the current, right, along with DPI, along with current equals DPI. I think that shall explain it. And yeah, I don't know why I say DP, DP pref. There's no pref. Just a sum. It's just a sum. Okay, so that's my explanation. Remind. Yeah, I actually want to submit again, just so that we have a record. And also we can remove all the stupid things. Do this again, but this time with all the explanations. Oh, it runs even faster. All right, let's go to solution and see how this one was handled officially. Yeah, the question like this is not easy because it's hard to find a model, right, to represent this. But once you start drawing it out, you kind of get an idea. Let's see. You cannot test every possible way to fill it. We'll fill the board from left to right, and at each step, wait, how do you even do this? We try all valid ways to place a domino or a trinomino. If the board is full and no tile will fit, so we need to check. Oh my god. So we check, see if it fits. We're not actually interested in finding every possible way to complete. And we're not. We're only interested in the number of ways. Whenever you're not sure, it's good to draw out the first couple of scenarios. Exactly. Partially covered boards. I think I know what this one is talking about. Yeah, but we cannot watch it, but that's fine. Fully covered boards and partially covered boards. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. I think there's a better way to name it. Fully covered. I'm talking about clear-cut rectangle, right? Some fully covered boards, except leave the tile in the upper right corner. Yes. We do the fully covered and a partially covered board. This plus this times 2 times p. I think that's exactly what we have. We're fully covered, and the remainder 2 is the two things. Actually, it's not exactly the same. That's f p. For me, this is f as well. Right? For me, this is f as well. Oh, but let's just keep minus 1. I use dynamic programming. Otherwise, P plus F. Have a P or we have an F. So partially covered. So partially covered will be partially covered n minus 1 plus fully covered n minus 2. And fully covered will be full and a full, right? And then we need partially covered. Alright, this doesn't fit my mental image, so it's really hard to say. Space optimization. Yeah, I have the space optimization. Oof, matrix. Which can be faster, yeah. And I think matrix can be faster. Yeah, because of Fibonacci number, yes. Matrix multiplication can be a little bit faster. Space-time trade-off. Using power, yeah. Fibonacci sequence. I think this is what I have. Yeah, I didn't have a P. I directly have this. Two times F plus F. Really? Okay, this is not what I have. Man, this is hard. Yeah, I'm not gonna do matrix exponentiation. Done this in the past, but never really liked this one. But I'm a bit confused on this one. This is the ultimate thing, right? 2 times fk minus 1. I think. Hold on. I might be able to figure this out. Because this is my current. I say dp. That's my f, right? I plus 1 equals dpi plus dpi minus 1 and plus 2 times dpi minus 2 and then dpi minus 3 go all the way down to dp 0. And I forgot a parenthesis. Okay, so in that case, what's dpi? Well, dpi, well, maybe not dpi. Okay, anyway, dpi will equal to dpi minus 1 plus dpi minus 2 plus 2 times dpi minus 3 plus dpi minus 4 go all the way down to dp 0, right? So this means we can we can combine some of this. I can combine some of this because that's 2 times, right? So I can take 2 times dpi minus 3 all the way down to dp0, right? I can take this out. That's going to be plus dpi minus 2, 2 times dpi minus 2. And then we have dpi plus dpi minus 1 plus this thing. Now 2 times dpi minus 3 to the end, plus I minus 1, plus 1 dpi minus 2. This whole thing, alright, this whole sequence equals dpi. Therefore, dpi plus 1 will equal to 2 times dpi plus dpi minus 2. Ah, my goodness. Alright, a little update. Good. That was good. That was very good. But I think I'm not going to use their way of thinking. I have my way of thinking, and I like to keep it that way. Right, it's question 2. Now, I like my way of thinking, so I won't bother with the explanation in the official solution. However, the official solution offers one important insight. Right, so we have this. That's where we start, right? So we say dp is this. Note that dpi equals dpi minus 1 plus dpi minus 2 plus 2 times, we actually use this entire thing. So we can rearrange the formula for dpi plus 1 into this. So dpi plus 1, right, will be equal to dpi plus this whole thing, right, plus this whole thing, right, and then we find out we just need to plus 1 more dpi minus 2, right, and this one will equal to 2 times dpi plus dpi minus 2. This makes the algo a bit easier to write. We're going to try it, right? So again, we have these, right? And then we're going to say, what do we call it? dpi. dpi. dpi will equal to what? Well, it's the current one, right? So the current one is 2, so equals 2. The dpi and the dpi 2, well, so dpi is going to be 2, that's going to be 1, right? Then we just say for this in range from 3 to n plus 1. Oh, how are you going to calculate dpi minus 2? Well, yeah, how do you calculate dpi minus 2, man? I can have these two, right? And then I have this. So dpi Now I updated this, so DPI will update to this, that's fine. But I minus 2, which we need I minus 1. So the current I minus 1 value. And the current I minus 1 value will be updated to this one. So we do need 3 values, right? So I need DPI minus 1 and 2. So I can calculate DPI first. The new DPI will equal to 2 times DPI plus DPI 2, right? And then we need to progress. How do we progress? So everyone move forward. So DPI 2 need to be DPI 1, and DPI 1 need to be DPI, but DPI is already done. Therefore, we need to do this. DPI 1 and DPI 2 will equals to this DPI and DPI 1. I want to return DPI. Let's see if this one works. Yep. And of course. And then we only need mod it once. Right, these two we don't need to mod. Good.